Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are preparing for the IELTS exam, you are in the right place because today we are diving into some super helpful tips for the IELTS speaking test. Whether you are nervous about the intro, the cue card, or the follow-up questions, I have got you covered with everything you need to know. So let's get started. The tip number 1 is to nail the introduction. That means that you will need to be polite and confident. Okay, the examiner will start by asking questions about your name and some basic personal questions. Now, this part might seem easy, but it's your first impression. So, it's important to be confident, smile, make eye contact, and speak clearly. Even though these questions are about familiar topics like where you are from and what you do, try to answer in a bit more detail. For example, if they ask you about your hometown, don't just say, "Oh, yeah, I am from this city." You can say that I am from, then your city's name, and then you are gonna add it's a small town located in the region. The region will be where you are from and the region in which your city is located in. And then what the region is known for. For example, if you are from New York, then you are gonna say that it is a famous place for high universities and living standards. As well as you're also gonna add that I love living there because then you're gonna tell the reason, and in the reasons you're gonna say that you can add that I love living there because there are really good amenities or that the environment of my city is very good. So this helps to show the examiner that you're comfortable and able to expand on simple topics.
Tip 2. Cue card. Stay calm and plan for 1 minute. Moving on to tip number 2, let's talk about the cue card. This is the part where you will need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a given topic. The key here is to stay calm and take a deep breath. You get 1 minute to prepare, so use the time wisely. Read the prompt carefully and make some quick notes. Don't worry about the writing full sentences, just jot down key ideas and this will help you stay organized when speaking. Now for your response, make sure you follow the structure of the cue card. Answer each part of the questions but try to add extra details. Let's say the topic is describe a memorable trip you took. You can start by saying, the trip I want to talk about is when I went to the destination. It was memorable because reason it was memorable. I went there with who you went with and we visited places you visited. The most unforgettable part was when specific moment from the trip. See how I added extra details? That makes your answer more interesting and helps you speak for the full 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, let's move on to the tip 3, which is related to follow-up questions. Now, the key here is to be specific and elaborate. After you finish with the cue card, the examiner will ask you a few related follow-up questions. Now, this is your chance to really show your English skills. Avoid giving one-word answers. For example, if they ask you, do you like traveling? Don't just say yes. Instead, you can say, yes, I absolutely love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do because it allows me to explore new cultures and meet people from different backgrounds. You can also add a personalized example. For example, you can say, last year I went to, then you're gonna name a place and had an amazing experience. See how elaborated this? The more the specific detail you are, the better.
Tip number 4. Think aloud. Sometimes the follow-up questions can be tricky or you might not know exactly how to answer. That's okay. Instead of freezing, you can think aloud. For example, if they ask, why do you think some people don't like traveling? You can start by saying, that's an interesting question. I think some people might not enjoy traveling because it can be stressful, especially if it's a long trip. Others might prefer staying at home because it feels safer and more comfortable. By thinking aloud, you are showing the examiner your reasoning and that adds value to your answer. Tip number 5 is about fluency. Don't worry about speaking perfectly. The examiner is looking for fluency, so don't get caught up in trying to find the perfect word or structure. It's better to speak confidently and naturally, even if you make a small mistake. For example, if you accidentally say, I'm going to visit my grandmother yesterday, don't panic. Just correct it naturally and continue, I was going to visit my grandmother yesterday. This shows you can communicate clearly even if you make minor mistakes. Finally, tip number 6. Stay calm and relaxed. I know it can feel stressful, but the IELTS speaking test is just a conversation. Take a moment to breathe and think about answering. The examiner is there to help you perform at your best, so stay confident in your abilities. If you need a moment to think, just say, "That's an interesting question, let me think for a second." It's perfectly okay to pause for a moment. So, those are my top tips for the IELTS speaking test: intro, cue card, and follow up questions. I hope these tips help you feel more prepared and confident for your test. Remember, the key is to stay calm, be clear, and give detailed answers. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and tricks. Also, leave a comment below if you have any questions or want to hear more about specific parts of the IELTS. Good luck with your preparation, and I will see you in the next video.